Emma Frost is incredible, and the more I play with her, the more impressed I am. She is no joke. Very strong kit, and there's a ton of things you need to know about her kit so you can be more successful. And that's the goal with my guides. All skill levels can take something from them and have better games. She comes in at 650 health and is a vanguard. She has a shield, a range attack, damage resistance, a melee kit, and her diamond melee form you want zero part of. You don't want to mess with that if you're going up against her. And I believe that she is the best pure brawler in the game, which says a lot. She can straight up counter ultimates while also not being stunned. She has the full package. So I want to walk through the numbers on her abilities, how those numbers work with those abilities, her combos, the playstyle, and more. What to be looking for with her play loop. Let's first start off with her primary attack, Telepathic Pulse. This is a beam of damage. You hold the button, you track your enemy. It's not an auto-aim tracking like, let's say, Scarlet Witch. The beam is similar to more so Iron Man. And with this beam attack with Emma Frost, the longer the beam hits the target, the higher the damage. It has a 15-meter range. It's got 70 ammo, and you consume ammo at 10 a second. Its damage is lethal on the high end. Lots of numbers here, but what you need to know. She builds up a charge meter in the center of your screen. Starts at 0, goes to 100. At 0, the beam starts at 7 damage per tick, which translates to 70 damage a second. The longer you hit the target, you start building more charge, you're amping the beam. 70 DPS starting off isn't a bad starting point. Scarlet Witch got her new damage numbers. She deals 80 damage a second, so to start at 70 is a little bit weaker than Wanda's, but has a higher ceiling. The higher the beam number, the higher your damage, caps at 100, which is 15 damage a tick. That's 150 damage a second. Crazy good damage on any character that you land this on. There's going to be more to combo with this later. Its charge progression, though, the true energy gain. When you have a hero hit, you gain 10 charge a second. A sentience hit, which that's another ability, it's a crystal, that's 15 charge a second. And then there's like common summons, things like Magic's Demon, Penny's Nest. You get 5 charge a second. A shield hit, like another Emma Frost or Doctor Strange shield, 10 charge a second. Basically anything that can be viewed as an enemy or was placed by an enemy, attack it. Because once you get your stack up, you want to keep that stack up. So hit anything that can be hit. That includes those shields or penny mines, whatever it is, because when the charge starts to fall off, it falls off fast. Fall off begins 3 seconds after not getting a hit on one of those things, and it falls off at a rate of 30 energy a second. It's a great primary attack that gets better the longer that you're in battle. And a lot of times you are frontline, and the more intense and larger scale of the team fight, if you can stay up, the more lethal you're going to be. Because once you have that 150 damage beam, you are hunting, you are frying, and there's going to be more to tie in a moment. Things to combo out, things to look for. And some of it's going to be covered at the very end in the playstyle section. Psychic Spear is your E, controller's top left bumper. Very important things to know about this ability. It has a 6-second cooldown. Seize control of an enemy's sentience. Damage dealt to the sentience cascades to the physical form and can be pierced by the telepathic pulse. When the sentience shatters, it unleashes extra damage on its owner. So when you throw this ability out, it goes at 80 meters a second, and it can go 24 meters. Once you hit an enemy, the enemy's sentience is brought to them as a crystal. And for the rest of the guide, I'm just going to refer to this as the crystal. Only you can damage this crystal. Your team cannot hit it. Only you with that beam. It's not recommended that you send this thing out at a distance. It can go 24 meters. That doesn't mean you should send it 24. You want to be extremely close to your enemy because 1, they're going to be easier to hit. But importantly 2, when the distance between your enemy and their sentience is more than 15 meters, their linkage is going to be broken. So when you cast this thing, it brings the crystal close to you. The closer you are to the enemy, the closer the crystal is going to be to them as well. And for them to break the chain, they need to get 15 meters away from right where you are. And another thing that's important, it's not stated, the crystal has a 4-second duration that you can damage it. If you don't break the crystal is going to disappear, which is kind of a waste. And I'm going to come back to this. The fact that it can go away is a big deal. So, there's 3 main things you need to know about this crystal, to pay attention to with this crystal. The first thing is its damage. As you're hitting the crystal with the beam, it deals 5 damage per direct hit. That damage transfers to your enemy. So it's kind of adding a little bit of damage on top. But when you break the crystal and it shatters, it deals damage that is equal to 25% of the target's maximum health. So the beam pierces, meaning you can go through the crystal and hit the enemy, but that rarely happens. A lot of time people are moving around. If you are able to go through the crystal and hit the enemy, great, do that because your DPS goes up. But a lot of the times, once you get that crystal out, you want to down it before they can get 15 meters away from it. Once it's pulled out, you have the 4 seconds to down it. When shattered, deals 25% of their max health. So let's take Doctor Strange, 700 health. When you break the crystal, it does a chunk damage of 175, a massive ability, but it is health-based, depending on the enemy type. So 275 health like Luna. When you shatter the crystal, it deals 68.75 damage, which is still very effective, but as you can see, very effective versus tanks. Taking a quarter of a tank's health is a big deal. And also remember that it is based off of max health. So if a Hulk or Groot gets their Ironwood wall, or other heroes, let's say, get to 1,000 health, that means breaking the crystal, that crystal deals 250 damage. The second thing you need to know, when you cast this ability and bring out the crystal's health that you see in front of you is going to be 25% of the enemy's current health. Meaning, let's take Doctor Strange again. 700 health. If you just pop this ability on him, while he's at full health, the crystal will need 175 damage to be able to shatter it, which is a lot of damage. It's so much that if you don't have a strong beam, and if you don't get right on the crystal after you bring it out, it can possibly just disappear. But if Doctor Strange is around half health, and as a numbered explanation, half of his health is 350. So say he's at 350 health, you get the crystal out of him. Well, that crystal is going to be 87.5. You only need 87.5 damage to break the crystal instead of 175. No matter what, the chunk damage is 175 damage. So if you get them half health first, then crystal them, then break the crystal, you start pulling them into waters and depths that they can't really get out of. So a tip, and I'll go over it in the playstyle section. On tanks, you're primarily building your beam charge. So when you see a tank and you crystal a tank, try to make sure they're around half health. Never full health if you have 0 beam charge, because you're not going to be able to take out the crystal. If they're at half health, you only need 80 or 90 damage from your beam to take it out, and their half health gets chunked even more, like they're on critical. But on other enemies, sure, it's only going to take 60, 70, 80 damage versus non-tanks to break the crystal, even if they're at full health, so it's going to chunk a quarter of their health pool, which is nice. So when the crystal forms, it is 25% of their current health. The lower they are, the less damage it's going to take to break the crystal. The third thing you need to know and pay attention to is your beam energy. When you get your charge to 100, when you're doing that 150 damage a second, you're going to be throwing this ability off of cooldown. As soon as you get it, throw it every 6 seconds. Because since your beam deals so much damage, it roasts the crystals. It doesn't matter if it's a tank, doesn't matter what their health is. If you have 100 beam charge, use it off cooldown. Because versus healers and DPS, as soon as you bring it out and start shooting at it, it's almost popped immediately. And you have the 100 beam, it's just all melting. And if you have 100 charge, you can even crystal full health tanks. Because the beam is so strong, you'll melt the crystal. And another tip, whenever this crystal is pulled out, it's right in front of you, it's in melee range. So if you need to, you can melee this crystal. And her melee is kind of this kiss. But say you're in between reloads, you know that crystal's about to go away, it's got a little bit of health, you can melee it. Try to finish off the crystal with your melee. And there's another thing you can do with this crystal that we'll go over in the next section, but all of this flows with Emma Frost. It's very fluid. There's still more to talk about. Diamond Form is your shift, controller's top right bumper, by far her most important ability. And every guide I make, I point out their most important ability. This one is potent. It is brutal. Activate Diamond Form to transform your attack style while gaining damage reduction and becoming unstoppable. It's on a 15-second cooldown, and when you use it, its duration is 8 seconds. While in Diamond Form, you receive 30% damage reduction, 30% DR while being unstoppable. So what is unstoppable? This means you cannot get CC'd. You cannot get stunned. You can't be Ayabagamoto'd. You can't be Thing Slammed or Thing ulted, Emma Frost slammed, taken by Jeff, popped up by Penny Mines and her ult, wrapped up by Spider-Man webs. Can't be Bucky Hook, you name it. A very strong ability. And the best part of not being stunned is you can deal with that ult. More on that in a moment. But when you hear these ults getting ready to go off, you can pop your Diamond Form. You're immune to any CC from those ults or abilities that can CC you. And one thing to notice and pay attention to and know is that once you're in Diamond Form, the charge of your stacks of your beam do not go away. They don't decay. So if you're at 100 beam charge, go into Diamond Form. It is going to stay there for the entire duration. And once you exit Diamond Form, either by manually or the duration is up, 3 seconds after that, it'll start to decay if you don't hit anything. And sometimes to save that beam stack, you might get to 100, say they're staggering, you would go into Diamond Form and basically stall for 8 seconds as your team's respawning to hopefully still have that charge when another opponent comes. So you can cancel out of Diamond Form early as well by pressing the same button, but if you do that, even if it's just for a second, it still goes back to a 15-second cooldown. But you will be canceling it yourself a good amount. There are going to be times where enemies are just backing up, so you just exit Diamond Form, you put up your shield, which we'll talk about in a moment, start back with your beam. But while in Diamond Form, you have access to 3 close quarters abilities. First, the melee, Faceted Fury. It has an attack range of 4 meters, The first and second punch deal 50 damage, the third is 70, and the fourth is 80. So the combo is 250 damage. It is a lot of damage, but even just a 1-2 punch, boom, boom, that's 100 damage. While in this form, because everything else has a cooldown, you're going to be punching a lot. You're going to punch anything that you see, early and often. Next is the grab. Carbon Crush. It deals 30 damage, and the animation for it is she grabs them, turns 180 degrees directly behind, slams them down, and the 180 is very important. After you slam them on the ground, they're stunned for a second, so you get basically free damage. Your team can as well, that little 1-2 combo, 100 damage real quick from your punches. It has a 5-second cooldown, so if you use it early, right after you pop your diamond form, you can use it again at the end of diamond form. It's got a lunge distance of 7 meters to grab, and this is also a crowd control ability, meaning since you can't be stunned, you're a diamond form, but you can issue a stun. Multiple, and I mean multiple Spider-Man ults. You see them ult, their webs can't tangle you up, so you can just walk up to them, grab them out of their ult, and then kick them. We'll talk about the kick in a moment. But when you grab them, it just stops their ult. Same for Emma, which we'll talk about later in the video. If you catch her in the early stages of forming the ult, you can just take her right out of it. Grab her. And real quick, as a side note, I've noticed I'm using this base white costume for Emma Frost instead of the new one, because at a distance, you can be mistaken as a healer. I know I've done it, but Cloak, Invisible Woman, I mean, divers come in and try to dive you from a distance, like Spider-Man. They might think you're a healer or might think that you're just solo, but as soon as they try to web you and try to come in, you can just go diamond form. They're coming right to you, and you just grab them, slam them, take them out. I've even grabbed Jeff out of the ground after he ulted our team. He did his ult. I was in diamond form, so I was just walking freely, grabbed him right from the ground. Jeff spit out the team that he took, and he got punished. Like, the utility of this is endless. It is so good. Another good one is Bucky, to try to stop again streaks. He gets in the air on an again, slams the ground, go to diamond form, slam him. Or let's say you miss Stunning Strange. Like, you went in diamond form, but aren't close enough. You just went in diamond form to avoid the ult. You can still go up to Strange, grab him, start punching him and kicking him around. You end up wasting his time or negating the time he has to hit your enemies after he stunned them. You interrupted his damage. Incredibly strong. Then we have the Crystal Kick. It has a 5-meter range. Its ability cooldown is about 2.5 seconds. So you can get off multiple kicks, 3 of them, while you're in diamond form. There's 2 damage numbers. First is the kick impact, which is 50. After you kick them, you knock them back. It has a 10-meter knockback. If you kick them back into a wall, there's an additional 100 damage added. So in total, this is a 150 total damage ability, which is brutal, powerful, and potent, because just on a 250 health player, punch them twice and kick them into a wall, and it's over. Or throw them, punch them a couple times, kick them. The kick, since it has knockback, you kick people off cliffs. You do not want to be anywhere close to Emma Frost while she's in her diamond form, I am telling you, because you have the 30% damage reduction. You have very powerful melees. You have a 7-meter lunge. And some of the things you can do with this, a great one, is to pull their frontline tank. Everyone meets at the front line, you have your shield out, they're trying to walk your team down. You go to diamond form, grab them, she turns 180, you immediately kick. You're basically knocking them back into your team. Not only did you knock them back into your team, that combo of grab, 2-punch kick is 180 damage. If you did it with a wall, it's 280. But what's nice about Emma Frost is that once you do this, you're still in diamond form, you can body block them trying to come back to their team because you're immovable. Like, Thing can't even move you out of the way. And the whole time as they're trying to get back to their team, you're body blocking them, wailing on them. A lot of the payloads and hills have walls. So while you're in these areas and you're in diamond form, you're going to be searching for non-tanks to kick. Every DPS, every healer that you see, you're aiming them into walls. And I'm telling you, 150 goes a long way. You just end people to get close to you. And you shouldn't be close to Emma Frost when she's in diamond form. Just a plain combo is grab, punch twice, kick. Hopefully kick into a wall that we talked about earlier with grabbing a tank. But that's basic for any hero. If you see a dagger or a mantis, you lunge 7 meters, grab them, punch them twice, kick them into a wall. That's a total of 280 damage. It is fast, lethal damage. And another thing you can do is you have to be close to them, and I'll talk about the application here in a moment, but you're going to pop their sentience crystal. Right after you do that, you immediately pop diamond form. This way, everything is right on top of each other. It's you, crystal, enemy, all close. You can punch and kick that crystal, that damage transfers, you pop the crystal, dealing 25% of their total health, and the punches themselves are massive damage. If you can sneak up on a squishy, that's how you do that. You just assassinate them. It works on tanks because they're front line and they're kind of meleeing with you. They don't really back up. Healers and DPS are going to back up and get away. So the only way you can do it to one of those heroes is by off angle and getting behind them, getting right up to them and doing it quickly. By far her best ability in the kit. It is broken. You can't get CC'd, you can CC. You get damage resist, you can deal brutal damage. Oh yeah, she also has a shield. Mine's Aegis. I have mine on hold and release. Hold the button, it goes out, release to drop it. This shield can cast 40 meters, which is insane. Maybe you're late to a payload, you want to help your team from a distance, you can do that. But with hold and release, what's nice is if you just tap it, she drops the shield directly in front of her. So that's why I have it this way. The shield has 500 health, which is good. Once the shield is out, you can retrieve it by pressing F. I believe that it is B on controller, or circle. And you should do this after it's taken a lot of damage because it recovers 70 hit points a second. If it breaks, there's a 4-second delay before you get the shield back. You can reposition it every 3 seconds after you place it. It can block attacks, it can block ults, like right here. At a last second, I look up at the Wanda, send out the shield, I block Wanda's ult. You can put it in front of a Punisher or a Storm that's in the air. Even better, you can put this in front of a Punisher turret, and then an Invisible Woman can put her Guardian shield on the Punisher. So that's a lot of shield for that turret. But most of the time, it is right in front of you as you're using it to block damage, you're shooting through it, and you're building your beam charge. But it's just another part of her kit that makes her even more versatile and well-rounded. Her team up is really cool with Magneto and Psylocke. Basically, they can create illusions. A duplicate. In the enemy's perspective, that confuses foes by moving and casting abilities on its own. Really, really cool. I haven't messed with it on Psylocke or Magneto's part, but the players that have used this ability like it. Psionic Seduction is her ultimate. Project a forward psychic assault that stuns foes and prevents them from unleashing their ultimate abilities. If the effect lingers, it gradually commandeers their mind, forcing them to move forward towards Emma Frost. I don't want to worry about the damage numbers. Just know that as you're focusing them, they will get some tick damage. It can go out 30 meters, and as you use enemies on front of you, it is central. There's kind of an angle that goes out left and right, but whatever you want to truly focus needs to be in the center of your screen. On all those enemies, a little diamond is going to be above their head. Once the diamond gets full, they are caught by it. That's when it commandeers their mind, and they are forced to walk towards you. But the moment that diamond first appears, not even filled up, the enemies can't use their ultimate ability. They can still use abilities, they can shoot, but not their ultimate. But when it's full, they can't do anything. They can't shoot, no abilities, no ultimate. Even if they're in their active roaming super, like a Star-Lord or a Bucky, if they get fully caught by this thing, magic. If they get the full diamond, whatever they're doing, it stops and they walk towards you. Being fully caught is really bad on the enemy side because they can't do anything. Like I said, shoot, abilities, nothing. So this is a great time for your team to throw your Bucky ults, Namor whales, whatever you got. And one of the ways to use this is, let's say, Bucky going on again streaks. Like before, you would go diamond for him and try to grab him and throw him. When he's up in the air, you know he's getting ready to hit the ground. You can pop your ult, walk towards him, eventually get him the full diamond. Then he'll walk towards you. Basically, you took him out of his ult. And you can do that against a number of ultimates. Or, at the end of the game, because they cannot use their ultimate ability, you can stop supports from using their ultimates in final zones. Or, I haven't pulled it off, but it is possible. If an invisible woman pops her ult, and she's on that outer ring, you could start your ult, find her, and try to pull her out by making her walk out. You can deal the damage and end her, that way her ult ends. Really, really cool. It's a powerful but technical ultimate. Shields can and will block it, Hulk bubbles, those are going to stop it. And again, the whole thing is based off of line of sight and the center of your screen. So try to keep them centered. If you're going against it, you need to take wide angles. The playstyle itself, I mean, she has a shield, she has range, she has damage resist. She can do a lot of things. I mean, melee capabilities. And from the times that I've used her, she can solo tank, but she is best used in a dual tank setup, as all tanks are better with another tank. But what her playstyle looks like, you are frontline, you're approaching the fighting area or the payload, zone, whatever it is. Your primary attack goes 15 meters and out, so you're going to at least get that close, but you're going to pop your shield in front of you, start building your charge. Shoot everything that you see. Enemies, other shields, and in the beginning stages, you're going to get a crystal out, because remember, the crystal gives the most 15 charge a second. So if you don't pop the crystal, you're still getting a lot of your charge up, meaning that your crystals later on are going to be taken down easier because you have a larger charge. But Penny Nest, all of it, shoot anything and everything. If you end up landing a crystal on a squishy or a DPS, healer, you can try to burst that crystal, but your overall lethality is from getting that charge up. And if you do see a tank that is half health and you don't have a full charge, it's okay to do the crystal on them, because shattering a crystal from a tank is huge chunk damage to them. But your main goal is to build 100 charge. Once you get there, you are frying 150 damage a second, and you're crystalling everything that you see off of cooldown as much as you can, because you're going to melt that crystal very, very fast with that beam, especially non-tanks. So you're going to be actively hunting them. You're going to be actively hunting when you have this charge fully up. And this whole time, you're deploying that shield to mitigate damage. And at any point, you're going to go into diamond form. Now, the diamond form is going to be used one of 4 ways. One is aggression. You walk towards their lead tank, you punch them, you kick them back into your team or into a wall, you deal massive damage. Or you see a DPS that gets on that front line that shouldn't be there. Maybe a Hela gets up close. Or a Punisher with a shotgun. Go into diamond form, grab them, punch them twice, kick them into a wall. Punish that. Promise you they will not be anywhere near you. Or at least they'll be more careful. The second way is a defensive peel. Say your healers have Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Fist, the back line. You're going to get with them, wait for the dive to happen. You're going to go in diamond form and try your best to grab them. Because you're going to grab them, stun them, everybody's going to focus them down. You kick them into a wall if you can. And if anything, if you at least grab them and kick them, they're going to go away. So she's really good at peeling. The third way is a retreat. If you're taking a lot of damage, you're going to throw your shield down right in front of you, turn right around, hit diamond form, and retreat. Because, say you're at 200 health, well, you have 200 health with 30% damage resist, so you can survive a little bit. And between the shield that you put up and your diamond form damage resist, you should be able to get away, at least hopefully. And the fourth thing is to absorb damage that you can't get away from. Say a Namor whale is coming in, you can't get away. It deals 200 damage, go in diamond form, it does 140 damage instead. Things like that. And of course, she's not going to be knocked down by the whale. And this is also on top, not stated, of these 4 things, are all the things you can do with blocking CCs, right? I have Agamotto, Jeff, all those things. That's just all on top and great. And of course, you're going to be using it when those situations come up. And you're looking for 2 main play loops with Emma Frost. One is the 100 damage beam charge. That just happens on the front line. Use your shield, shoot everything that moves, build up charge. Get to 100, then you start hunting, then you start frying. You start adding in the sentient crystals off of cooldown. The second play loop is the diamond form brawler. And everything that we've talked about, and this is my favorite part, just absolutely wail on people. Huge damage. And you have all those inner workings. Diamond form blocking ults from stunning you, using the grab to CC other ults, the shield to block ults. So in conclusion, she is one of the most well-rounded heroes in the game. She has a little bit of everything. She does a little bit of everything, and they did a fantastic job with her kit. And with these guides, my hope is you can better understand and use her a little bit better, understanding her abilities a little bit more. When you do, she is no joke. As always, learn as much as you can from here, other sources, could be Reddit, Twitter, other videos. Be the best player you can be. Learn as much as you can. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Emma Frost down below. And of course, add any tips down below, help each other out. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.